What types of broken promises leave scars that never heal? My boyfriend left me homeless and all alone overseas. My biggest dream in life was to always design book covers. I know that sounds strange, but bear with me. My job at the time was stable. I had rent control, weekly dinners with friends, and a calendar of future plans I actually looked forward to. But then I met Ryan. He was intense off the bat, sweet too, so sure of everything. We dated for over a year before he told me I was wasting my talent at my current job. He said I needed to reset and go somewhere I could be bigger than the me that was stuck in my safe routine. He kept saying, this will be good for us. He brought up moving abroad before I even had much of a chance to think. At first I laughed it off, but the more he talked about it, about cozy flats with street markets, biking to cafes, and writing all afternoon, it didn't sound so crazy anymore. He said he'd been dreaming of this since college, so I said yes. We started planning, he quit his job, I gave notice, we sold furniture. We held a little going away party, and I cried when my best friend made a toast. I was nervous but hopeful. I told myself that love looked like big leaps sometimes. Then it was the day of the flight. I was at the gate with my carry-on bag, double checking the time every 5 seconds. He was supposed to be right behind me. We'd both gone through security already, but he asked me to go ahead while he grabbed coffee. I offered to go with him. He said he'd rather be alone for a second. That should have been the first red flag, but I told myself he just needed a breather and was overwhelmed. Biggest mistake of my life. I waited at that gate for almost an hour, panicking, calling him, reassuring myself he'd be here soon. Our boarding group eventually got called, and then came the final call. Right as I stood up to look for him one final time, I got the text. I can't do this. I'm sorry. Just that. Nothing else. I immediately tried to call him. Turns out I was blocked. I checked our shared calendar right away and saw that it was deleted. Every trace of him on social media was wiped too. I was so furious. Then I did something even I didn't expect. I got on the flight. I don't know what possessed me, but I knew that I couldn't go back home. When I landed, I took a cab straight to the apartment we'd booked. The landlord stared at me like I was lost. He said the lease had been canceled days ago. My name had never been on it. My stomach dropped so hard I thought I might throw up. That was the moment it hit me. He hadn't just ditched me. He had planned it. I spent that first night in a cheap hostel. I cried into my coat all night. The next day, the girl I slept under offered me a cigarette and told me about a Facebook group for expats. That's how I found cleaning work at a nearby budget motel. It wasn't glamorous, but it kept me afloat. Pretty soon I learned the area. I bought a local SIM card, picked up a tiny bit of the language, and slowly things got manageable. And on one of the days, I went out for cheap coffee with a friend from the hostel. She was scrolling TikTok and showed me a video of my ex's account where he had posted himself in a trendy cafe. She followed him to keep track for me. There he was, laughing with another girl, still in our old city. I froze. He had never planned to move. He had told me everything I wanted to hear, so I'd up in my life. It was never about us building something together. It was about control. And once he knew I was too independent to lean on him, he bailed. A few days later, I got a DM from someone I didn't know. It was one of his friends, a guy I'd only met once or twice. He said he felt guilty, that he never thought things would go this far. Then he sent screenshots, dozens of texts, group chats, private messages, my ex bragging about how easily I fell for it, how he was testing me, how he was curious to see how long I'd last on my own, how I'd probably come crawling back. I stared at those messages for hours. That night, I applied for a job I'd always dreamed of, but never thought I was good enough for. It was in a creative field I had convinced myself was out of reach. A week later, I got the interview. 2 weeks after that, I got the job. I moved into a tiny but bright apartment. I was sitting at my new kitchen table one evening, filling out paperwork to extend my visa when I got a text. Are you happy now? I stared at it for a full minute, then I hit block. A few days later, I got another message. This one wasn't from him. It was from a girl I didn't know. I know you don't know me, it started, but I think he did to me what he did to you. He left me alone in Iceland. No money, no idea how to get back. He mentioned you once. I found your name through a mutual friend. Please help me. Full story linked below.